The People's Republic of China, or as you may know it, China, is a nation that in the last 2 decades has undergone a huge transformation, growing from a poor economy to the second biggest one in the world. But their economy is not the only thing that grew alongside the nation. Things like their military, their industries, and influence grew massively. In fact, they grew so much that many of these rival even the United States of America. But even after all these growth, power projection, financial influence, and military might, there is still one major checkmark that China cannot seem to get, one that many of his neighbors have long conquered and mastered. One that the United States is so dominant in that it changes and shapes entire movements and trends all over the world, and that is soft power is a nation's capacity to captivate and persuade others through a variety of means, including its ideology, values, domestic policies, technology, culture, and influence within international institutions. In essence, it signifies a country's ability to inspire others to share its objectives, all without resorting to military force or coercive tactics. Soft power serves as a diplomatic tool, allowing countries to achieve their national security goals by shaping the opinions and actions of their allies and partners. Basically, it is a country's ability to get other countries to do what it wants, but without forcing them through aggressive actions. The significance of this lies in the fact that, for a nation like China with multiple neighboring countries, fostering amicable relationships is of paramount importance. In this context, there are essentially 2 primary ways to pursue the objective. The first approach entails establishing economic and military superiority over neighboring countries. Once this dominance is achieved, a nation can leverage its cultural, technological, political, and economic influence to mold the ideologies, beliefs, and policies of its neighbors. In essence, it seeks to create a sphere of influence where neighboring nations align with its interests and values. This method aims for coexistence and a certain degree of control, all without resorting to force. On the contrary, the second approach, while still reliant on military and economic power, adopts a more aggressive and coercive stance. In this scenario, a nation uses intimidation, coercion, blackmail, and even military intervention to bend neighboring countries to its will. It prioritizes immediate gains and aims to achieve its objectives by any means necessary, even if it means creating fear and dependency. Both methods share a common goal: shaping the policies, ideas, and perspectives of neighboring countries in a manner favorable to the influencing nation. In China's case, it initially opted for the latter approach, seeking to employ coercive tactics to achieve its aims. However, this strategy did not yield the desired results, raising the question, why did it falter? The intricacies surrounding China's challenge in exporting its culture, ideologies, and trends to the extent that its neighbors do are multifaceted. One fundamental reason lies within China itself. The country's government maintains a high level of control over various aspects of its society and culture. This power enables them to dictate what is deemed favorable and unfavorable for the Chinese population. Consequently, the cultural exports that reach other countries from China often bear the marks of intense scrutiny and adherence to the government's guidelines. Also, the country is a tapestry of diverse cultures, languages, and regions. The challenge of presenting a cohesive, unified cultural export that can be appreciated globally while respecting the distinct regional identities within China is a complex endeavor. This diversity can make it difficult for the Chinese government to produce cultural products that resonate universally. For instance, the movies, television series, trends, and clothing that make their way abroad often serve a dual purpose. They not only represent Chinese culture, but also function as a form of soft power. They are crafted to portray China in a positive light and convey a specific narrative, often aligning with the government's viewpoints. This intentional portrayal can lead to skepticism and reluctance among other nations to fully embrace Chinese cultural products, as they often suspect hidden political agendas. Additionally, the differing political and cultural systems between China and its neighbors, such as democratic governance and freedoms of expression, create disparities in how culture is cultivated and disseminated. The more controlled environment in China affects its ability to export culture authentically compared to its neighbors who might have more freedom and flexibility. Let's take a look at China's neighbors. Japan and South Korea have experienced significant success in growing and exporting their soft power, in contrast to China, due to various historical, cultural, and strategic factors. Japan's remarkable success in projecting soft power is attributed to a comprehensive approach encompassing cultural exports, cultural diplomacy, technological innovation, culinary excellence, and investments in educational and cultural institutions. Through anime, manga, and J-pop music, Japan disseminates its culture worldwide, creating a global following. While South Korea's impressive success in projecting soft power is primarily attributed to the Korean Wave phenomenon. Key factors in this achievement include the global popularity of K-pop music and Korean dramas, which exploded in popularity in the last decade. Furthermore, South Korea actively promotes its culture and language through organizations like the Korea Foundation and Korean Cultural Centers, fostering cultural exchanges and language learning. In conclusion, China's struggle with projecting its soft power has left a significant impact on its image, both in Asia and around the world. This challenge can be largely attributed to the confluence of factors, notably its military might, government policies, and its questionable human rights record. China's extensive military capabilities, while bolstering its security, often overshadow its diplomatic initiatives.